Hi, my name is Anoriel and welcome to my channel. Here we do reactions, mostly on BL and GL content and mostly from Asian countries. Today we are watching the finale of KinnPorsche. I know I'm a bit late, but you also know, if you've been here, you know this is absolutely not my favorite show. And if you are new here, welcome, hello, do all the YouTube things, subscribe, like, comment. Yeah, but if you're here thinking, oh my god, a new reactor for KinnPorsche the Final, I love this series, I love them, I am probably not gonna be the reactor for you, because I haven't liked this series. The only reason we continued watching it was because I was asked to, because people thought that my opinion were valid and thought that I had good thoughts about this, so I decided to continue it, even if I actually at one point said, I'm not gonna do this anymore, I just get hate, it kills my channel, and yeah, I don't want to think about how many subscribers I have lost because of KinnPorsche. But then again, if you can't take criticism on your favorite show, you shouldn't probably be here, because I will never fake a reaction. If I don't like anything, I will say it flat out. That's just how I am. That's what you get from me. I will not be a people pleaser. That's not me. I will try and be fair and square with my reviews and tell you what I don't like and what I like. Try to nuance it a little bit, but yeah. That's just how I am. If you can't take that, it was super nice of you to click on this video and listen this far, but tap out now. Find something that you enjoy instead of sitting here with me 1.5 hours and be angry at me. There are a lot of other content on the internet. But if you want a nuanced opinion about this show, stick around. You might learn something. You might find some new ideas. You might be, oh, I didn't think about that. I guess you could see it like that. Because that's usually what I do when I watch reactors. So, yeah. But, okay. What else? Oh, yeah, we have official guidelines for this. I have stopped trying to get my unmasked reactions up on YouTube. Because, yeah, Beyond Cloud has stopped answering my email. They have blocked previously unblocked reactions that they themselves approved, and stuff like that. So I put a mask on this just so I can get it up. I will still follow the guidelines though, because I want to be true to their guidelines. I try to mail them and I try to do all the things, so they don't fault me for that. It's just that they don't answer my emails, probably because I don't like the series, because they don't want negative critique out there. And I mean, that's fine for them, to try and shift that narrative. But I still think that you should try and get all the opinions up there, because they could be valid and they might learn something instead of just trying to bring all the positive. But I mean, they're a company, they want to do a profit, they don't want all the negative reviews out there. I get it, kind of do. I have my own company, so I know. It's a matter of how you do marketing and what you think is okay, and they have all the power and the right. So yeah, so that's why it's a mask, but I will still, as I said, follow the official guidelines. So on YouTube, this will not be the full episode. This will be 60% or less. When I cut this for YouTube, I always think, rather than my reaction, like where do I say something funny, or where do I roll my eyes, because apparently that is super funny for people. I try to think of the show. What are the relevant scenes that I think will be relevant further down the line? Because this is a show behind a paywall, and not everybody has the to be on every single streaming platform, paying a subscription fee. So some people use reactions to piece the episodes together. So I always try to think, what is the relevant scenes that you might need to understand at least the basic story, the main story? It's been kind of hard with KinnPorsche because honestly, I don't even know what the main story is, and we're in the final episode. People tell me there is this love story between Kinn and Porsche, because, you know, KinnPorsche, but I don't see the love, people. I see horniness, I see attractiveness, but I mean, the entire last episode, Porsche was like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust anybody in the main family. I don't trust him. How can you say you love someone and then say you don't trust him? Like, they had the pool scene after he had been on a rant for 2-3 minutes of how he doesn't trust anybody, and then they had sex. It was so out of place, and that has been the entire series. Like, it doesn't make sense. There were so many gigantic plot holes in episode 12 and 13 with them leaving the mafia, going back to the mafia, leaving the house, going back to the house. It was like, what is happening? This doesn't make sense. Who wrote this script? Like, I can't read minds, people. They didn't tell. This story has been a little bit suffering under the tell rather than show. And a TV series should show rather than tell. Because you have the visual. You can afford to tell or to show rather than to tell. But they have sometimes told the story. Like the whole a bodyguard betraying the main family, which was Ken, I think the character's name was. The actor who played it was Perth. We never saw anything about that. We only heard about that in phone calls and in other conversations. There were nothing leading up to that entire death. So when that happened, it was like, oh, he died. Was he even a named character? Like, I had to look up what that character's name was. Was I supposed to feel anything? And this is my main problem with this series. They have had so many small storylines and pulling in all directions. And, like, there has just been too many chefs trying to make one soup and not a head... There hasn't been a head chef, apparently. So they've been running around and the tone changes from episode to episode, sometimes mid-episode. And sometimes they just feel like, oh, this is a scene we have to have, this is a scene we have to have, this is a scene we have to have, and they have not thought out how to put them together, so they just feel very disjointed. And I mean, the good part about the show is that I've discovered some really good actors. Some I already knew, like Jeff and Perth. But Barcode was new for me. Miles was new for me. Well, Miles is not my favorite actor, but Apo was also new for me. He's really good. His character is crap. Like, his character's personality changes with what do we need for the plot right now. But Apo tries to at least do the best he can with that. And he's doing a goddamn good job. He's like carrying this entire series on his freaking shoulders with this crappy script. And his character doesn't make sense, but at least he's enjoyable to watch. So kudos to you. Like, you deserve an award for this, to stick this out and to actually pull something out of this. Because I don't know if I could have done it. Who else do I like? I mean, the two guys who plays Tim and Tay, I think. I don't know. The friends of Kinn. Like, they haven't been around much. There seems to be a story there, but we're never diving into it, and we are at the last episode, so I don't think we will either. But they are good actors. Every time they are on screen, they like take your eyes to them. They demand your like attention. Oh, and Vegas. Is this Build? Is that his name? I don't know. The actor who plays Vegas, he's freaking brilliant. Like, I mean, I'm not that hyped out of the whole Vegas and Pete story either. I think it's definitely more interesting because Vegas has more depth and is more consistent than any other character so far. I mean, it's toxic as F and dark and shite, and we shouldn't glorify or romanticize or do anything around this, but if we're gonna do dark, toxic, and stuff, at least be, dark and toxic. So he is freaking brilliant. Like, he demands your attention every time he's on screen. Like, And who else do I like? There was someone else. I was thinking about someone. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, Tong, I think his name is, the one who plays the older crazy brother. I have known him before, and he plays. This is his first comedical role I play, and even if I don't like that character that much, I mean, he's the only sane one, even if he's supposed to be crazy. I'm not that big of a fan that they like make the femme character the comedic relief, the crazy one. I think it's, representation is important, people. So yeah, I feel that is a bit bleh, but I have seen him in other shows, and I have to actively really think that, oh my god, that is Tarn's brother. Like, that's Tarn's big brother. And he's in Second Chances. And he's a very good actor because you don't think about... He's embodying the person he's playing. You don't think at all that is the actor. Yeah. So there has been some really good actors in this, like really good actors. They deserve so much better. I'm not faulting a lot of the actors. There are a few like Miles is not my favorite. I think Apo carries him through. But I mean, he's not... I've seen a lot worse. Like, he's not that bad in my book. But compared to a few others in this show, they are like pretty good and excellent. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. But last time, what happened last time? Should we do a little bit of recap? I watched episode 12 and 13, like with 2 days in between, because I was kind of fed up. Last time they went back from leaving the mafia, they went back to the main house. And Porsche is trying to investigate how Kinn's father Korn knows his family. I'm not sure he knows it was his mother until the end of the episode, but yeah. So he turns to Vegas, and that was also one of the really big plot holes that no one really catched what I saw. Like, how did Porsche contact Vegas? Vegas is supposed to be in hiding from the main family. It's not like he should have his normal cell phone, because then Arm, the IT genius that we know isn't an IT genius, because previous episode, you don't put in a USB drive that could, from a highly suspect source, in a computer that is on the main network in the entire house that also has all the security systems. Like, no computer genius would do that. That's pretty basic security knowledge. Even I know that. Okay, I work in IT security, but I work as a lawyer in IT security. I don't work as an IT security guy. So yeah, no. Oh, that is also an actor I really like. The one who played Kinn's ex. He was really good. Like, I loved that character. I wanted to know more about that character. That character also had depth, and he wasn't on screen long enough for them to like fuck up his personality, and you felt like, okay, but this doesn't fit his personality. I'm confused. So I love that. And yeah, so Porce went to Vegas somehow. We don't know how. Big plot hole. But apparently he got a hold of Vegas. Pete escaped. Porce sold out Pete to Vegas so Vegas could apologize. Again, Pete is confused about his feelings. Porce found out that his parents were shot. He's starting to have resurfing of memories, and he went to Korn at the end and said that you shot my parents, and Korn say, why would I do that when she was my sister? And that's where we ended. So yeah, they might be, you know, related because this series is not effed up enough. I've been spoiled, so that's why I didn't comment on that on episode 13, but because by then everybody and their grandma had been spoiled about, you know, that. So I think that was basically it. Sorry, this was like 20 minutes intro. The episode is 1 hour and 19 minutes because somehow we needed a longer episode. I don't know if that's gonna mean that they actually gonna put a nice ribbon on this mess. Probably not, but I guess we're gonna dive in and see where we're heading this time, people. For the final time, let's celebrate when this is over. I will talk to you afterwards.
เรื่องอะไร แล้วกูกับคินมึงทำกับพวกกูอย่างนี้ได้ไงวะมึงรับได้เหรอมันคือเรื่องจริงใช่ไหมป๊าไม่ทั้งหมดน้ำผึ้งเป็นน้องบุญธรรมของฉัน
I'm glad they cleared that up
น้ำผึ้งออกไปใช้
fast
ชีวิต
though.
ของตัวเองกับพ่อของแกซึ่งฉันเนี่ยเป็นคนที่เข้าใจน้ำผึ้งทุกอย่าง
Why do I feel like you're still lying?
ป้าของฉันเป็นคนบังคับให้ฉันพาตัวน้ำผึ้งกลับมาแล้วฉันก็ไม่ได้เป็นคนยิงพวกเขาแต่เป็นพวกมึงที่เป็นโคตรเหี้ยเลยนะกูกับน้ำผึ้งรู้ความจริงหมดแล้วแล้วมึงยังมีหน้ามาบอกให้เมียกูกลับไปอยู่บ้านหลังนั้นอีกเหรอวะมึงพูดเหี้ยอะไรวะมึงฟังก่อนนะมึงก็รู้ว่าตอนนี้เนี่ยมีแต่คนจ้องเล่นงานตระกูลเรามากขนาดไหนมึงกลับไปคุยกับป้าดีๆไปกูอยากได้ความสงบเว้ยกูวางมือทุกอย่างหมดแล้วยังไงกูไม่กลับไปอยู่กับตระกูลเฮงซวยพวกมึงมึงทำอะไรของมึงให้กันคนแบบนี้แม่งก็สมควรตายอยู่แล้วแล้วน้ำผึ้งจะรู้สึกยังไงอ่ะน้ำผึ้งใจเย็นนะฟังเฮียก่อน น้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งพอน้ำพึ่งกลับมาอยู่ที่บ้านน้ำพึ่งก็กินยาฆ่าตัวตายแล้วทำไมคุณถึงไม่บอกเรื่องนี้กับผมตั้งแต่แรกฉันต้องการจะปกป้องแกไงปกป้องแกกับน้องชายไอ้ทีเนี่ยมันเป็นคนของฉันส่งไปดูแลแก
คุณหมอมาแล้วค่ะ
หมอเสียใจด้วยนะครับพวกเราทำดีที่สุดแล้วครับ
Did he die? The king is dead, long live the king. It's one of the most bizarre monarchy traditions I have ever, like, when the king dies, or the queen, the successor has to go out to the media and tell them that the king is dead, and then everybody chants, "The king is dead, long live the king." I've seen footage of that when that happened to the Swedish king, and like, seems so bizarre. I'm guessing it's the same, kind of same here. Like, he has to take control very fast now because otherwise there will be an uprising from the major family. Or that's how it should work, because it's a bit of a power vacuum. Or is he faking his death because he wants this to happen? It's KinnPorsche. It's probably not that clever.
กูบอกแล้วใช่ไหมอยากขัดจังหวะตอนกูพักผ่อน
But maybe.
ได้ครับ
I don't know. I'm trying to like make the script better. So that's why I came up with all of these crazy
มีสายราย
theories.
งานว่าคุณกรณ์ตายแล้วครับ ถูกวางยา แต่ไม่รู้ว่าเป็นฝีมือใครครับ
Poison? I thought he had a heart attack. Seems suspicious.
ไปบอกให้คุณทุกคนเตรียมตัว
I mean, you can get a heart attack from poison,
เรา
but
จะถล่มพวกมันก่อนที่มันจะทันตั้งตัว
ได้ครับ
ในที่สุดวันของกูก็มาถึง
because if I were a mafia boss and I knew that there were a big uprising on the
นั่งก่อน
horizon
สิครับ
and my kid was a bit meh and he wanted to like manipulate both Porce and King to
คุณ
like
คินครับ
cover up this
คุณท่าน
truth
เสีย
with
ชีวิต
half
จากการโดน
truths
วาง
and
ยา
whatever.
เราต้องรีบหาคนร้ายเร็วที่สุด
I don't know. I would have faked my own death just to make all the
ได้เรื่อง
pieces start
หัว
moving.
หน้าสาขาของเรา
Hope for the
เดิน
best,
เอียงไปที่ตระกูลรองแล้วครับ
but it's risky. It's risky as hell.
คุณคินจะเอายังไงครับ
I don't know if it's clever, but if we're gonna fill an hour and a half with something, that would be my guess.
Porsche ระวังตัวด้วย มันถึงเวลาที่ต้องเลือกแล้วหมดธุระของผมกับ Porsche แล้ว ขอให้โชคดีกับสิ่งที่เลือกแล้วกัน For once, it delivers some tension.
คุณกันครับ พวกคุณมาที่นี่ทำไม
พี่ชายกูตายทั้งคน กูจะมาเคารพศพไม่ได้ยังไงวะ
ผมไม่ได้รับคำสั่งให้พวกคุณขึ้นไป ต้องขออภัยด้วยครับ
Shut the hell up. Know your place.
The adults are speaking. You would be well advised to turn around and go home. อย่าทำให้มันเป็นเรื่องใหญ่โตเลยครับ ถือว่าผมขอ
กูอยากมีเรื่อง มึงจะทำไม
งั้นผมก็พร้อม
กูไม่ได้วางยาป้ามึง กูรู้ มึงไม่ทำแบบนั้นหรอก แล้วมึงคิดว่าใคร เจ็กกัน ป้ามึงก็บอกกูอย่างนั้น แล้วมันบอกอีกว่าเจ็กกันฆ่าพ่อแม่กู แล้วมึงเชื่อไหม ถ้ามึงเชื่อป้ากู มึงก็กลับมาอยู่ข้างตระกูลหลักทำไม เราอยู่คนละข้างกัน
I mean,
กูไม่อยู่ข้างตระกูลหลักแล้วกูไม่อยู่ข้างตระกูลหรอก
exactly. He's on your side.
แต่กูอยู่ข้างมึง
It doesn't mean he has to believe your father. He just doesn't believe in like the sin of the father is the sin of you. Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like action movies, so take me with a grain of. What the? Why?
มึงรู้ไหมกูฝันถึงซีนนี้มานานแค่ไหนแล้ว แต่กูนึกยังไงก็นึกไม่ออก ว่าจะยิงตรงไหนก่อนดี หัว อก หรือหัวใจ
Is it the IT genius?
ไอ้กินไอ้พอดมึงหลบไปสิวะ
Oh I mean, what is this? Home Alone?
ไอ้ขินแย่แล้วว่ะไปอาร์มเร็วปล่อยใน3 2 1เป็นไงล่ะจัดไปเอลิก้า
Now we're talking.
ว่าไงหลานรัก
เสกวางมือเถอะ ทุกวันนี้ตระกูลหลักก็ให้เกียรติตระกูลรอง ให้ผลประกอบการที่เท่าเทียมกันอยู่แล้วอะ
แกไม่มีสิทธิ์มาสั่งสอนฉัน ฉันไม่ใช่พวกโลภแบบพ่อแกที่หวังแต่เรื่องผลประโยชน์พอชมาหาฉัน แล้วแกจะปลอดภัย ฉันไม่รู้หรอกนะ ว่าไอ้กรมันบอกอะไรกับแกบ้าง แต่ฉันก็คงเป็นแค่ตัวร้ายสินะ
พวกมึงนี่มันโคตรเหี้ยเลยนะ กูกับน้ำพึ่งรู้ความจริงหมดแล้ว แต่มึงยังมีหน้ามาบอกให้เมียกูกลับไปอยู่ตระกูลนั้นอีกเหรอวะ
Mm-hmm.
มึงพูดเหี้ยอะไรวะ
Who's telling the truth? We will probably never find out.
แต่เป็นเพราะป้าของพวกมึงต่างหากแล้วที่ตามฆ่าล้างโคตรตระกูลน้ำพึ่ง ตอนเนี้ยยังมาตามฆ่าตระกูลของกูอีกงั้นสิ
Mm-hmm.
ความเหี้ยของพวกมึงเนี่ย มันอยู่ในสายเลือดจริงๆทุบปากน่าสมเพชชิบหาย พวกมึงอ่ะมันก็แค่สายเลือดสกปรกที่ไม่ยอมรับความจริง
He had more
ที่
details
รู้มาก
though.
ไปไอ้กรณ์มึงถึงขั้นต้องยิงเลยเหรอวะ แล้วน้ำพึ่งจะรู้สึกยังไงอะ
Sometimes more details means that you're lying. Sometimes more details means that you're telling the truth. It's hard to know.
ไอ้กรมันไม่ได้ตั้งใจอะไอ้กรไม่ได้ตั้งใจ ไม่ต้องห่วงนะไม่ต้องห่วงเดี๋ยวพี่จะดูแลน้ำพึ่งเองนะน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งไอ้กรมึงเห็นไหมว่ามึงทำอะไรลงไปอะน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งเดี๋ยวอย่าเป็นไรนะน้ำพึ่งเดี๋ยว
เอาตัวไว้กันไป
ไปกูไม่ไปอย่ามึงอย่าเข้ามาออกไปน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งไปกูไปน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งไปไอ้น้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่ง
Then the question is, how many gunshot does Porsche remember? Because that
กู
is
จัดการปัญหาที่นี่เรียบร้อยแล้ว
ไอ้กอนไอ้ชั่ว
พามันกลับไปสงบสติอารมณ์ที่บ้านไป
ไปกูน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งไปกู
Because that is pretty relevant. If Porsche remembers like one gunshot, fine. But if he remembers
บอกกับ
2,
ฉันว่า
3,
มันฆ่าทุกคนหมดแล้ว แต่ที่ไหนได้ มันยังเก็บพวกแก2 คนไว้
เจ๊กูบ้าอะไร
ป้ามึงเร็วกว่าที่มึงคิดว่าเยอะ กว่าจะมาถึงจุดนี้มึงรู้ไหมว่ามันพรากชีวิตคนที่กูรักไปกี่คนแล้ว มันทำลายทุกอย่าง มันฆ่าน้ำพึ่งคนที่กูรักมากที่สุด
เฮ้ย
กูตายวันเนี้ยขอเป็นมึงได้ไหมที่ฆ่ากู
พูดเชี่ยอะไร
กูรักมึงพีท
What did he want though? Like why?
ว่าแล้ว
It was pretty obvious. Like we didn't see him actually die. We just saw a doctor and stuff.
น้ำผึ้ง
What the?
นี่มันอะไรกันอะ
Yeah, hi mom.
แม่
Is she though?
ป้า
Has he been hiding his mom?
มึงทำแบบนี้ได้ยังไง
กูทำเพื่อปกป้องน้ำพึ่ง
ไม่จริง มึงบอกกูว่าน้ำผึ้งตายแล้ว
ก็เพราะมึงไงไอ้กัน มึงอะทำให้กูต้องโกหก มึงจำไม่ได้เลยวันนั้นที่มึงยิงไอ้พัดตาย เสร็จแล้วเราก็พาน้ำพึ่งกลับบ้าน แล้วมึงก็ย่ำยีน้ำพึ่งจนน้ำพึ่งต้องกินยาฆ่าตัวตาย แต่โชคดี กูยังช่วยไว้ได้ทัน กูถึงต้องปกปิดเรื่องที่น้ำพึ่งยังมีชีวิตอยู่ไว้เป็นความลับไง เพราะถ้ามึงรู้ มึงก็ไม่ปล่อยไว้แน่
มึงทำทุกอย่างเพราะมึงเห็นแก่ตัว มึงโกหกทุกคน ไอ้ก่อนเลิกเสแสร้งได้แล้ว
How many shots do you
มึงก็
remember?
หยุดเพ้อเจ้อได้แล้ว
มึงแค่ต้องการอำนาจที่แท้จริง แต่จริงๆ มึงไม่ได้เลวต่างอะไรกับป้าเลย
I don't think either of them knew that Porsche was in the cupboard.
เฮียรักน้ำผึ้งมากที่สุด
I think that is the relevant part. Not sure we're gonna see it in this season. Oh God, don't make me think we're gonna get another season of this.
ก็จะได้รู้ความจริง จะได้รู้ความจริงสักทีว่าน้ำผึ้ง
วันที่พอชได้เจอแม่ของเขาอีกครั้งหนึ่ง ตอนเวลาที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยปลากลัวว่า ถ้าใครรู้ว่าน้ำพึ่งยังมีชีวิตอยู่ ไอ้กันคงไม่ปล่อยไว้แน่ แล้วปากำลังพยายามทำให้พอชอยู่ใกล้แม่เขาเรื่อยๆ ทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างที่ป้าทำเพื่อหลานของป้า เพื่อน้องสาวของป้าจริงๆ
กูอยู่ตรงนี้ กูอยู่ตรงนี้ข้างมึงเสมอ
Even if it means that you might have to go against your own father when next truth lies, whatever is gonna unravel. Why do I get a feeling we're setting up for a second season? Ugh. But yeah, Vegas, you didn't like your father. I know. Well, I know it's still your father, but you know, you're kind of better out without him. Where was little brother, Macau? We haven't seen him that much. Oh, don't know. Just let it be. Stop the revenge.
Wait,
Yeah, you're just gonna make
Yeah.
Pete do something he doesn't want to do.
.ไม่ต้อง ออกไป เวยกัน ต่อจากนี้ไปเนี่ยอาแปะจะดูแลแก แล้วก็น้องแกเอง
I'm not sure he wants to. He might want to get out. Vegas might be the one who actually gets out. Which would be ironic, but...
ผม ขอขอบคุณที่ท่านเมตตา ผมยังรัก และภักดีกับตระกูลหลักเสมอ แต่ผมทรยศความรู้สึกตัวเองไม่ได้อีกแล้วครับ ผมขอลาออก
Can he? Can he just resign? Thought it was like a lifetime deal. Usually is, people. Usually is. But then again, they're bodyguards. They aren't like people in the mafia, which is a weird thing, but... That was a lot of blood. What have you been doing on your back?
ฝากดูมันด้วยนะ
พอกูหิว
มึงหิวมากไหม ให้คนอื่นพาไปกินได้ไหม
มึงกล้าไล่กูเหรอ มึงกล้าไล่กูเหรอเวกัส แล้วตอนนั้นมึงบอกว่าอยากอยู่กับกูทำไม กูเป็นสัตว์เลี้ยงของมึงไม่ใช่เหรอ แล้วตอนนี้กูหิว
Is that how you see yourself?
แล้วมึงก็เดินออกมา กูก็ต้องเดินตามหาเจ้าของกูดิ
I seriously hope you see yourself as
เวกัส
an equal. Well,
หันหน้ามาหาหน่อย
I mean, there is a whole subcategory of 24/7 relationship and being a pet. It's a thing. Not my thing, but it's a thing. But usually it requires some kind of contract and a little bit more consent. But then again, it's fiction. If you're in this kind of relationship, run away. Oh my god. Yeah.
ไม่
Poor Pete. Pete doesn't have anything left. Because he literally left the only family he has known, more or less, except his grandma, for Vegas. And now Vegas is dead.
ตามธรรมเนียมของธีรปัญญากูลตระกูลหลักสามารถแต่งตั้งใครก็ได้ ขึ้นเป็นหัวหน้าของตระกูลรอง หากตระกูลรองเสียชีวิตกระทันหัน ฉันขอแต่งตั้งพอช
So that was his plan all along? Get them to fall in love and...
ลูกชายคนโตของน้ำผึ้งน้องสาวของฉัน ขึ้นรับตำแหน่งหัวหน้าตระกูลรอง
So that was his plan.
นับจากวันนี้เป็นต้นไป
I mean, at least they deliver some kind of story now. Because if they are in love and he's the head of the minor family and he's the head of the major family, at least, you know, there will be peace. Pretty smart, I guess. Took a lot to get there, though.
Hey.
How long have you been playing that game? Your hair should be falling off. If you haven't watched. Are there dead bodies everywhere? Or are they cleaned up by now? No, they weren't cleaned up. Did he leave you there though? With all the dead bodies? Okay then. I don't think Shay wants anything to do with the mafia though. Even if it's mom and brother, it's there. I think he wants to live a normal life. Oh. Yeah, you're not ready to forgive him, I think, but it's still painful. Kind of want to, I think, but too much pain. Been there. It sucks. Because no matter what way you turn, it's pain.
Stay. สำหรับปอร์เช่
couldn't delete it. You're gonna forgive him. Probably not this season, because 12 minutes left, but I mean, it's a beautiful shot, but once again, it feels so staged that you are not immersed in the story. They have been so adamant about the beautiful cinematography, but in doing so, it doesn't feel natural. It just feels staged.
ก็กูเคยบอกไปแล้วว่ากูจะไม่อยู่ข้างตระกูลหลักไม่อยู่ข้างตระกูลรองจะอยู่ข้างมึงทั้งหมดของชีวิตกูอะยกให้มึงนะ
สัญญากูจะดูแลเป็นอย่างดี
I love you.
Why does she feel fake, or something is wrong? She kind of had to put up this mask. I don't know. Maybe it's just poor directing, or I'm trying to find depth in this mess of a show.
แม่จำผมได้ปะปอร์เช่กับแม่อยากบอกกับแม่ว่าอะไร
ผมคิดถึงแม่ ผมอยากเจอหน้าแม่ตลอดเลย
นี่ รูปนี้คุ้นๆไหม เคยรูปนี้ไหม แม่จำได้ไหมครับ นี่แม่วาดนะ อยากกอดแม่ไหม แม่ครับ เรากลับมาอยู่ด้วยกันอีกครั้งหนึ่งครับ กลับมาอยู่เป็นครอบครัวเดียวกันอีกครั้งหนึ่ง
Hello, Pete. Hello, Vegas.
เป็นแล้วเหรอ
So yeah, he did survive.
สักพักแล้ว แล้วมึงไปไหนมา แวะซื้อกับข้าวให้มาเก๊าอ่ะ เผื่อตื่นมาแล้วหิว มีโคกิ้งด้วยนะ Why? Why are you still here?
My big question is, why are you talking English? Weren't you raised in Thailand with a Thai dad? ถ้ามึงหนีไปตอนเนี้ย กูไม่ว่านะ กูไม่เหลืออะไรแล้ว กูไม่อยากให้มึงต้องลำบาก กูอยากทำตามใจตัวเอง ต่อจากนี้ไปอ่ะ มึงไม่ใช่สัตว์เลี้ยงกูแล้วนะ Good.
แต่มึงคือคนที่สำคัญที่สุดในชีวิตกู
Yeah, you needed to clear that up. Feel toxic, and if you find yourself in this situation in real life, I hope you don't, but run away.
อันแน่แหมไม่ทัน
But
ไร
for fiction, they're pretty
ไม่
cute.
เบานะเราเนี่ย ยังไงก็ยินดีต้อนรับสู่ครอบครัวนะครับ พี่สะพ้าย
ครับไอ้มาเก๊ามึงตื่นมามึงไม่ส่งเสียงเลยเนาะ
ก็แอบฟังอยู่เฮ้ยไม่ต้องเขินไม่ต้องเขิน
มาไม่ต้องเขิน
ไม่เป็นไรด้วยนะ
Okay, well, that was the finale of KinnPorsche. It was a little bit of Die Hard, Home Alone. The end, it felt again that they just picked random shit on the editing floor and put together because they needed to finish off the stories of all the characters. And that's not uncommon in Thai BL series or in Thai BL or Asian series at all. Like, the last scenes are always just mishmashed together to give closure to stuff. But as I said during one of these scenes, it sometimes when they set up this shot and they are like, and here was a perfect example because they put out this shot and they zoomed slowly in on Kim and Porsche, and it was like, it was not natural. Like, they didn't have any conversation, they were just standing there waiting for, like, you know. So sometimes when they try to do these epic cinematography things that people have been raving about, I just feel like it's so staged because they focus so much on making it look pretty that it loses the natural feel of it. You are instantly reminded that I'm watching something rather than I am immersed in this story. And I'd rather be immersed in a story than being reminded that I'm watching a show. Like, do you get what I mean? Hard to explain, but yeah. Sometimes this show has felt so staged, and I know it's fiction, I know it's not real, like, it's a pretty out there story because, yeah, the details are all wrong and it's just not believable in any shape, way, or form, most of it, but they didn't make me want to believe either. I mean, I've seen fantasy series that got me more immersed in the story. Heck, Triage got me more immersed in the story. That was a time loop series. This was fantastical nonsense, more or less. But it was believable. It didn't feel staged. This felt so staged that sometimes it came off woody and weird. And I'm not blaming the actors because they actually did their best. It's just the framing of it all. We're back to the framing. And I know people are like, oh, look at all this beautiful cinematography. It's so beautiful. It's like watching art. Yeah, maybe. But am I watching art or am I watching a show? And I can do both. Like, Amelie, one of my favorite movies, the French one. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. That is like watching art, but I'm still also immersed in the story. It doesn't feel staged. This felt staged. There was always this wall. And it felt like that a lot during this final. They were so adamant of making those beautiful shots, especially at the end here, instead of making it feel real. So they lost the feeling. It didn't have that feeling for me. It felt flat. because nothing felt natural. Everything felt like is people reading a script. People like, stay here, wait for our signal, say your lines, next. And I don't blame the actors, because they have all the meme facial expressions and all the... It's not their fault. It's the framing. It's the cinematography of it all. They were so focused on making it look pretty that they forgot how to make you feel. More or less. Because those are two very completely different things. Music is one of the extremely important things about how people experience feeling. Colors is another, framing is the third. Like, why does it always rain during funeral scenes? Because rain is associated with sadness, loneliness. Like, there are a lot of these things in cinematography that repeats itself over and over and over again, because they work in our psyche. They work. And I know Asian countries and Western countries don't always have the same color scheme or the same association with certain things. Like, white is a funeral color in China, white is a color of purity in Western countries. Like, there is a dissonance there from the beginning. As me, as a Western viewer watching an Asian show, I know that. But this was one of the worst cases I have felt so disjointed from the story. And I'm sorry, the final didn't fix it. It actually made it worse. Because I don't know, I was hoping I felt something. I felt two scenes I felt something in, but like, no, they didn't save the show. I can clearly see that we're setting up for a possible season 2. They didn't do a cliffhanger ending. So if we are never gonna see a season 2, I don't think people would be super, super mad about it. But there are things there that they can bring over to a season 2. Do I want a season 2? Hell no. But I can see that they're trying to maybe do that. I don't know. I just feel... I want like 14 hours of my life back, people. And then you have to remember, I have to do the pre-word, the afterword, I have to edit it in 2 versions, I have to upload it at 2 different sites, so it might be 14 hours of watching, but it's been like 40 hours of total living with this series. Can I have those back? It's like a work week. But yeah, I mean, have I seen worse? Yeah, probably. But have I seen worse Thai BL? Oh yeah. YNY season 2. YNY season 2. I forget. Like, I'm trying to forget that exists at all. And then there is a few that I haven't watched, like My Candy. I'm just not gonna touch that. I watched like half an episode and was like, no. So I mean, there are worse things out there. There are worse things out there. I'm not saying this is the worst thing ever produced, but it's one of the worst, in my opinion. It is beautifully shot, but they forgot how to make people feel things. They were stuck in tell rather than show. There were too many storylines, not enough like making the story actually count. There was no love story between Kinn and Porsche. I'm still not convinced that they actually love each other, that they have physical attraction for each other. Yes. Love? No. I do believe Kim and Porsche love each other, like, or has at least some kind of romantic feelings for each other. Those I believe. I kind of do believe Pete and Vegas, even if it's super toxic and should never exist in real life, but in fiction, I can kind of see it. But yeah, there were just the changes of tones between each episodes, the inconsistencies, the enormous plot holes that just didn't make sense, the framing of things, the softening of toxic things that, you know, oh, this is rape, we know it's rape, but we're not going to frame it as rape, we're just going to put out a statement saying we know it's rape. Because we have to make our audience like this character. The marketing, the toxicity of the company as a whole, like, there has been so many things in the fandom also that makes me just no. But yeah, I will try and edit this again. Every time I edit like this down for YouTube, I'm left with like 15 minutes because I'm like, okay, this was the relevant scenes, and I'm like, okay, but I can have like 40 minutes. I need to put something back, and then I just chuck things in there. We will see how this goes, because this was longer, but I guess I think I can have like 45, 50 minutes almost on YouTube of this, so but okay then, that was it. I will talk to you next time. Bye!